Station 8.
What? Oh.
Oh.
This is the last level.
Yeah, this is it.
Wow.
Oh god, Ray Donovan.
Can you let him out the door? I just literally... Oh, I thought that was a pit. So have you ever gotten hit by the spike wall?
Spike wall?
Yeah, there's spikes on the side.
Are there? Oh, no, I haven't. Maybe you should jump into them.
They're purely aesthetic.
They are there for...
They're for decoration,
decoration. That's funny.
Like, oh, fuck.
He just walked up. He's like, boop. I'm happy. All right, I'm walking away now. I've done my job.
That was really fucking funny. Oh man.
That was amazing.
That was really
wow.
fucking good. Yeah, he just
wow.
He didn't want anything else to do with me.
It's like, that's all I had. That's all I wanted.
It's like wet noodles. And he moved on.
That was all I wanted.
He's like, stop talking. Oh god. I love this game.
It's funny. It is a funny game, yeah. But now it's basically a boss rush mode where it's like each guy who comes out is another one of the bosses.
Funny because there really hasn't felt like any boss.
Well, it's
like they showed people.
It's like these guys were. What the problem was is that they look just like the enemies.
Yeah.
And then what they end up doing is in the later levels, they use them as just straight up enemies. Yeah. Instead of bosses. And so
it's not like there was boss music to delineate you were at a boss.
Yeah, and so it doesn't actually feel like you were ever fighting like an actual boss.
No, not at all.
But when you really think about it, I mean, outside of Double Dragon 1, it's like it always seems like well, and I think Double Dragon 2 had it as well, but it's like you had Machine Gun Willie at the end of 1, and then you had the Shadow Boss, which was Jimmy, yeah.
Which was me!
Yes, it was. And so it's like those were the only ones who were really standout bosses.
This is the only guy who's felt like a boss.
Yeah, he does, because you face him so limited.
But see, when we first fought this guy, they showed like 4 different fucking dudes walking away with the boss guy, and we haven't seen them since.
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna fight all 4 of them here?
Oh, there I am.
Are we gonna fight all 4 of those fuckers in this fucking room?
Would you just seriously?
Like, where's Ponytail dude? Holy shit, dude! He totally just ate my fist and fucking slapped.
All right, here we go. Don't jump kick him. Yes.
All right, Grandpa.
I love that sound.
It really is amazing.
It's just like it feels like you're hitting him like a million times.
All right.
Oh, Power Blade, man. It's totally power. It's totally him for Power Blade.
Well,
you suck, man.
I got hit in the back with a knife. With a knife?
That's not a knife. There's no knife.
Well, to be fair, the Power Blade dude was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, he was.
No, dude, this is honestly bothering me that you don't see.
That you can stun lock?
You don't see the twins thing.
No, I don't. I don't see it.
I honestly, okay.
I'm sorry that
you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it.
Oh, of course I am. And then, where is it? Oh, it's this guy.
This is the guy I was talking about.
So this is like, yeah, this is the big guy.
This is the
head honcho.
This isn't the last guy, is it?
This is the head honcho.
Really?
Yep.
I thought there was a bigger guy like walking in front of this dude even.
Ow. I don't think so.
Maybe we have to play it on a harder difficulty to get the best ending, like Double Dragon 2?
Maybe. I don't know. We're on default though. It's not like we're on like easy or anything like that.
All right, but in Double Dragon 2 you had to be on like extreme or whatever to fucking get the real ending. Remember?
Yeah. Okay, just get on the other side.
Well, I'm gonna Dragon activate. There we go. Yo. Really fucking.
You're doing a really good job with that Dragon activation.
It does nothing. It just literally does nothing.
Well, he's blocking.
Guess what? Fuck. No.
Would you?
Got it. That's right. Just walk into my fists.
Well, would you stop? There you go.
I'm just punching, dude. He goes down.
There
quick.
we go. There we go. 1,000 hand slap.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick him in the chest.
Oh yeah.
This is kind of cheap.
Well, this is kind of cheesy, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm scored a lot of points.
Oh! Did you see that epic ass kick to his fucking chin, man?
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was badass. Level 9. Well,
And then it just, like, it abruptly ends.
wow.
So it's like, it even says on the back of the box, okay. The two greatest martial arts and heroes of all time are back. Return of Double Dragon, an all-new adventure with awesome new moves, impossible new missions, and a hair-raising new cast of enemies. Marian, a beautiful policewoman, is a student of Kung Fu and part-time assistant instructor at the martial arts training school run by Billy and Jimmy Lee. A narcotics investigator, she has disappeared while attempting to infiltrate the ruthless criminal mob known as Black Shadow Warriors. It will take all of your incomparable fighting skills and knowledge to find and rescue Marian. Alone or help with your brother, you must face the fearsome onslaught of the Shadow Warriors and the fabled power, the ferocity of the Double Dragon.
1992.
1992.
Return.
So you're supposed to rescue Marian. There is no, like, in the beginning, there's no scene that she's been captured or anything like that. At the end, you beat the last guy. There's no scene showing that you get Marian back. She could, for all intents and purposes, be dead. Like, I mean,
You don't know.
We don't know. But yeah, Return of Double Dragon, the end. So the game is just like it just, you got your 8 missions, and it just ends.
Wow.
It just ends.
Well, that was something. Can you do anything?
So we
you literally can't even do anything.
47 minutes. No, you can't. This is it.
Wow. 47.
47 minutes.
Oh god.
I told you the game was.
And we plugged the opening, so like 43 minutes.
Yeah, less than 45.
Oh my god.
So.
Well, that was fascinating.
Wasn't it?
Well, that was Return of Double Dragon.
That was the newest addition to the Double Dragon collection.
Retroism, I think, is the name of like
Retroism.
Yeah, there's like they did like a Dark Blade or something like that. It was like a fighting game.
Oh, okay.
But it's in like this retro style.
2D pixel, pixel-ish. So.
Well, so there's Return of Double Dragon, SNES in the bank, I guess.
Yeah.
So, let's get into her. Difficulty. Honestly, it's like a 3.
I was gonna say 3, maybe even 2, but I would say 3 just because it does get a little bit frustrating with the controls, with how the enemies can like basically
sandwich you.
Yeah, sandwich you and.
But with
and then
2-player, that's not even an issue.
But with 2-player, it almost felt like it was not a big issue at all.
No.
So yeah, the difficulty it's a 3. There's really not much that's difficult. I literally lost one of my lives because I didn't jump. I hit the wrong button.
Likewise.
But literally, there is no platforming in this.
Thank God.
Which I am happy about, because Double Dragon was never. It should never have even been a platforming game like it was on the Nintendo.
No.
And so I'm glad that it's just literally just a straight up beat 'em up, left to right scrolling beat 'em up as you run through it. But the game is really not difficult. There's some frustrating enemies, but 2-player,
it's almost, honestly, it almost felt like a 2, even
the
2-player.
game. Honestly,
you get what, 4 continues, 5 continues,
5 continues
with 2 or 3 lives apiece.
Yeah.
Jesus
with 2.
Christ.
3 lives apiece because you got 2, 1, 0. So 3 lives, 5 continues.
I mean, that's 15
Honestly,
lives.
if you're playing this game 1-player, it's a 4 maybe.
Yeah.
Like difficulty, it will go up just because you're facing the same amount of enemies, but only as 1 player, and so, but it's still not anything that's. I still think the difficulty is less than middle of the road.
Yeah. Honestly, there was no, like, I was busy goofing around half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't even. There was never a time where I'm like, oh, we need to buckle down and fight this guy. Like,
yeah, no.
Even this final boss.
You don't take it seriously. Yeah.
No, like, there's really no. No.
I used 1 continue.
Yeah, like, this is...
And you used 2.
Well, yeah. I would have used only 1 had I not fallen off.
That was only 1 life.
Yeah, but I still had 2 lives when I continued.
Ouch.
Or when we beat it.
Yeah.
So I still would have had that life had I not fallen off.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was never a point where this felt overwhelming.
No.
And, like, I do like... The moves were kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were easy to do.
Yeah.
Unlike... what was it? Double Dragon 2 for the NES, where you had to like punch as you were coming down and you would uppercut and all.
Oh yeah.
Like the moves were so fucking
They were
convoluted.
so convoluted to do.
Yeah, this one like just press L or R and attack and you're doing your alternate
simple.
move.
Yeah, simple moves.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I
Yeah.
kind of like that, but at the same time, like to me, the Double Dragon franchises, like, combat has always felt stilted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we played Streets of Rage 2, it felt fluid, it felt beautiful, like, everything was great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was never a point where you felt like you were struggling with the controls.
Yeah.
Games like Double Dragon, like, you, especially when you get in that stun lock, you always feel like you have no control.
Yeah.
Over anything that happens.
And when you get hit and you get dazed, you are dazed for a long-ass time.
Yeah, I noticed.
So they have plenty of chance to hit you over and over and over again until you get knocked down, and then you get up so that you're not dazed anymore.
Especially on one player, if you got 4 guys hovering around you. Like,
yeah, it can be tough. So.
Yeah, so I would say a 3.
But, yeah, 3.
3 around feels good.
Yeah.
Let's move on to fun. What do you give this game for fun? Honestly, personally,
4.
I was actually gonna go middle of the road because it was fun playing 2-player.
It was fun playing 2-player, but at the same time, first time I played this, and when I beat it, I was like, that can't be it. And then the game just goes like right to the staff. So you're like, okay, obviously I know I beat it because it's going its staff roll. The game is, honestly, I was very happy that they released this, like a retro Super Nintendo game that plays on the Super Nintendo. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of the throwback, some of the things that they included in this game, like I said, the punching, the speed bag that you can hit, that you can attack other people with. That's really cool. But honestly, the game is just, it's forgettable. The enemies, like, you face the same enemies level through level. The bosses are not even special because you end up facing them as normal enemies later on in the level.
Yeah.
There's, like you said, the clown character, because you face him in so limited of, like, in such limited circumstances, that he actually does feel like a boss character. Or the final guy in the game, because that's the only time where you fight him. But the game itself is just not, like, it's forgettable. The music, what?
No, I was looking up twins, because I don't know how to spell Schwarzenegger. I just put twins Arnold Schwa, and it came up.
That's funny.
See, now that kind of does a little bit, but
with the red coat with the rolled up sleeves, well, like, no.
There's a different part in the movie that has it, but
But
that's fine. But it kind of reminded me of it.
But the music is good. I like the music, but again, graphics are pretty decent. But I mean,
they're kind of bland to me.
They are bland, and honestly, I would use Shovel Knight as an example. That Shovel Knight was a game that was created with Nintendo graphics in mind, and that game looked amazing.
Shovel Knight, if I remember correctly, Shovel Knight was a game that could have been put on a
Nintendo cart.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe not.
Maybe not in the high resolution or the high def that it was, but the graphics themselves were 8-bit quality where it could have been.
And the music, if I'm not mistaken, the music was made completely on like 8-bit whatever.
Stuff, and so this was made with the Super Nintendo in mind, and it just, I don't know. I don't think that the graphics were all that impressive.
I almost feel like this was. I mean, it was authentic as hell. This
it did feel authentic.
Like it could have been released.
It literally did feel, and that's why I think it's amazing, because it does feel like a Super Nintendo game, like it came out in 1992.
Yeah,
like that's what it felt like.
But at the same time, I feel like see, this is what's weird about games that are releasing now for these older systems is the fact that our technology now is so good that they could have made like a better game that played on a Super Nintendo because it had more it could do, you know what I mean? But it's maybe not. Maybe I just don't know as much as I should, but
no. I think they could, because I mean, even with later Super Nintendo releases in 1996, 97 and all that stuff, I mean, you had like the Final Fantasy games looked absolutely amazing.
That's true.
Super Mario RPG looked absolutely amazing. They put Street Fighter Alpha 2, even though it's got load times in the game, they put Street Fighter Alpha 2 on a Super Nintendo cart. They could fit a lot of stuff on a cart.
That's true.
And so it got better and better as its life cycle went on. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with making this look as beautiful as you can, because you know that with the life cycle and knowing what the limitations of the system were, you could put on a really good game. And so it's like, I feel like they took a step back with this game just to make it feel like it had a retro quality, but I feel like they could have done much, much better and still had that retro quality.
They still could have polished it a little.
Yeah.
But I mean 92 is pretty much beginning SNES life cycle.
Yeah.
So I mean this felt
so that's
like
what they
it
wanted
would be
to.
a beginning game.
But even just like a like any other like if this even came out on the original Super Nintendo or anything like that, the lack of story is just like
That's really weird.
It drives me nuts.
That's weird to me.
Because even in the original Double Dragon, the game starts off where they punch Marian and they kidnap her.
Yeah, Bobo.
And then at the end, you rescue her. You're in the posh penthouse where you rescue her, and she's right there.
Yeah.
It's like what started the whole game. What ended the whole game?
Yeah.
Like, there's no mention whatsoever. There's nothing to start this game, to kick it off. There's nothing to end it. It just starts abruptly, and it ends abruptly.
Yeah, it was very odd.
And so it was just very, very strange to me.
So I'm going to agree with you. Yeah, 4 for a fun seems about right. So 3 for difficulty, 4 for fun. I mean, is it worth it? Paul spent $50 for this.
Yeah.
This was something he pre-ordered.
$49.99. Yep.
$49.99 is $50.
Yeah.
I don't think this game's been around long enough to really have. I mean, does this have?
I don't know. I haven't even looked on price charting, but
I don't even know
I can't,
if it could.
Even if it does, it couldn't be more than like all that much more than $50.
No. What is this called?
Return of Double Dragon.
I don't even think it's gonna pop up on here. To be honest.
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe,
no,
Return
that's
of Double Dragon
2.
Super Famicom.
Wait a minute, Super Famicom.
That's what it says. Return of Double Dragon Super Famicom.
That's what the art looks like on the front.
Yeah.
You know what? I wonder if this was actually just a re-release.
Tim had said something about it was like a re-release or something of like Double Dragon 4 or something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was Double Dragon 4. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe maybe that's why it looks the way it does.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
But still, I mean, I still hold this game to the same standard as if it came out on the Super Nintendo, which it may have, actually.
So $50 was what we spent.
Yeah, but $50, I would say, honestly, like, that was what a Super Nintendo game cart cost back then. And actually, some games were like $59.99, and I remember when Street Fighter Alpha 2 came out, that was $69.99.
Jesus
So, I mean,
Christ.
Super Nintendo games got upwards of like $70. So $50, that's what you would have expected to pay for it. But honestly, compared to other games of the time and what you could have gotten, like, I honestly feel like this game, it probably should have been $29.99.
I think so.
Maybe
too.
a $30 release. I honestly don't think that it's worth $49.99.
I think the only reason this was $50 is because it came with a box.
Yeah, it's a nice box. And
It's really high quality.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
And it even comes with a... it's got a nice little tray in there. It's got the box. It's even got a little tiny instruction booklet. So that's where you can get your the year is 1990X. Huh. So it's a little old, yeah.
Secret.
So that's where you get your
story.
But yeah, it's not much more than what you get on the back of the box.
So essentially, like, I have a feeling that's where you're spending the extra $20.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that box?
Yeah, it's not just a card. It's not just a digital download. So.
But no, I
honestly I can't say that it's worth the $49.99.
No, I'm inclined to agree. It just doesn't feel like there's enough there.
No, not enough substance. You got 8 levels, but a lot of the levels are pretty short. There's really no way to delineate between them other than the fact that it just says Mission 1, Mission 2.
I must not have been paying attention enough because before I knew it, we were on Mission 4. I'm like, when did this happen?
Yeah.
It's...
Well, there's a couple missions in there too where it's literally like you start it, 5 minutes later you're done. Like it's the next mission. So.
All right.
So that's that.
Return of Double Dragon for the SNES.
For the SNES.
So hit us up on Facebook.
Hit us up on Twitter.
Go to powertripgaming.tv. It'll take you right to the channel. Watch all of our other videos. Watch the Double Dragon games we played.
Yeah, we played Double Dragon 1 and we played Double Dragon 2 so far.
As well as this.
As well as Return to Double Dragon.
Watch some of the other beat 'em ups we've done. Mighty Final Fight.
Power Blade.
up.
Well, that wasn't
not
really,
a beat 'em up.
No, that wasn't really a beat 'em up.
Streets of Rage 2.
Streets of Rage.
I feel like we've done another beat 'em up. Oh, TMNT 2. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's beat 'em up.
Did you just say ninja?
Ninja.
Ninja.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Ninja Turtles.
The arcade game.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Next time on Power Trip.
We'll play something better.
I like it. Yeah! I had to put it in.